Self-talk, man. The most important topic going, because why? Man, self-talk is where your thoughts are. Self-talk is where your thoughts start. And a thought is the ancestor of every action. Every manifestation began as a thought. So let's break it down like we do here. Let's break it down. Self-talk. As your consciousness becomes raised, as you become that elevated man or woman, by first starting with your daily habits, your daily processes, taking time to self-reflect, so you can actually be proactive about your thoughts and begin to understand them, and you're not just wrapped up, lost in the sauce. As you get control of your environment, your body, your habits, you start to become more aware of your thoughts. You become more aware of your emotional state. As your external disciplines level up, in turn, your emotional disciplines should. But that is what you find will be the most difficult, right? The Tibetan monk living in the mountains, it's not that he doesn't experience anger or any low vibrational emotion or thought. It's that his ability to close the window is world class. It's not that of course it doesn't manifest in actions, but even the seed thought, he doesn't hemorrhage energy. And that's really what self-talk is. It's harnessing and focusing your energy. People say time is money. No, energy is money, right? Because time is your energy in the time. That's what it is. So your self-talk, listen to it. How are you speaking to yourself? More often than not, you'll find, especially if your life is in a little bit of chaos and disarray, and you haven't been proud of yourself for a long time, or you're going through shame and regret again and again and again. Once you become aware of how your self-talk is, the tone, you're speaking to yourself worse than you speak to people out in the streets. Man, you should be speaking to yourself better than anybody, or at least the same. It begins with deliberate action, deliberate training of your self-talk. I'm doing this. I can do this. I'm powerful. Right? Bruce Lee said it best. Your subconscious mind doesn't have a sense of humor. It believes what you tell it. People be, I'm just a klutz. I'm just clumsy. Well, guess what? Then you're fucking clumsy. You're going to be clumsy. Oh, I just can't learn it. I'm bad at math. Well, guess what? You're going to be bad at fucking math. Speak to yourself in a positive way. What's the worst that can happen? If you've had habitual negative self-talk, it's going to feel foreign. Anything you begin the first time is going to feel awkward. You begin to speak to yourself in a positive way. I'm powerful. It might feel a little awkward. Good. That means you're leaning into something you haven't been doing for a while. If you would take your self-talk and record it and play it back to you, what would it sound like? Like people that know my story or have listened to some things I've said is when I was in that super low point in my life, that depression, right? Depression's a luxury, man. It's a state where you're being selfish. You have the time to be selfish and think, woe is me. My self-talk at that time was me, poor me, I. Somebody who's filled with gratitude and purpose and service is not in a depressed state. Once I began to change my daily habits, my self-talk began to be a little more positive because I was proud of myself. I was building up that self-worth. You may have to fake it till you make it when you start at the beginning, because speak out loud. This is why I say take that time in the morning. Get clear of who you are, who you want to be. Who is that 10.0 elevated version of you down your path, that divine path at the who is that man or woman? What do they look like? Guarantee you see somebody cool, calm, collected, positive, grateful. Everybody sees that. Nobody in their vision of who they desire to be in their future sees some scumbag who's negative. It's fucking, right? So let's align the actions back here. And it begins with the thought, hey, I can do this. I am that person. I am cool, calm, collected. I'm happy. I'm content. I'm in purpose. I'm a disciplined person. I'm healthy. I'm wealthy. Affirmations. People talk about affirmations. What it really is positive self-talk. Right? People talk about manifestation. It all starts with the seed of self-talk. How are you speaking to yourself? Are you speaking to yourself as a successful, in control person? You sure as shit better be, or you're destined for failure. Somebody who's successful speaks to themselves as a successful person. Think about that. If your life is not how you want it to be, challenge and start to question how you're speaking to yourself. Back up, like we talked about that stoic third-party observer. Identify how you're speaking to yourself. If I recorded this, what would it sound like? Oftentimes you'll be like, man, I wouldn't even say that to somebody I didn't like. How fucking weird is that? It's backwards. Start being deliberate in speaking in a positive manner to yourself. It's very important. It couldn't be more. It's the most important. In SEAL training, they even had a couple courses on, how, not self-talk specifically, but mindset. And what it really boils down to is self-talk. Hey, I can do this. One more step. I can do this. I got this. I'm going to help my teammates. I'm going to be a contributing member, right? That strong link. I am that person that people can rely on, that my team can rely on, that my family can rely on. I am that man. I am that woman. I'm in control of my life. I'm clear. I'm walking in inner peace. I deserve this, right? It's all one and the same. Those universal laws intertwine with your self-talk. That self-talk, you start to truly know you deserve it, and then you prove it with action. When I was in the Foreign Legion, that's all I had was self-talk. Was that I could do it. I could run in the ice and rucking in the snow, and when I was hurting, emotionally I was hurting, physically I was hurting. I was going through Legion selection in my mid-30s. I was beat up, man. I had to get toned back up. Tuned back up. Not to mention the psychological and emotional warfare that was around me, and that I was putting on myself internally, with the feelings of shame and regret and loss, isolation, confusion. The only thing I could rely on was self-talk, is that I got one more day. I'm going to do this. I'm going to write an amazing story. I'm going to write my story of redemption. This is where I need to be. I am fucking home, right? I'm strong. I'm confident. I'm clear. I'm damn sure of what the fuck I'm doing, right? Speak to yourself in that savagely cool, confident manner. It takes practice, man. It takes practice. It doesn't come naturally necessarily. It's a tool. One of the most powerful tool because it's the root of everything. It's impossible to keep up with the disciplines. It's impossible to keep up with if your self-talk's dog shit. You're just gonna beat yourself. If you can do it, man, you're gonna be fighting an uphill battle. Why do that to yourself? Right? Wake up nice and early. I got this. I'm gonna have a great day. I'm gonna choose to have a great day today. And guess what? Chances are you will. It's all in here. Be smart. Out here.